We stand together, and will continue to stand together to defend our eastern flank allies at NATO against Russian aggression. And while I reiterated my concerns about Nord Stream 2, Chancellor Merkel and I are absolutely united in our conviction that Russia must not be allowed to use energy as a weapon to coerce or threaten its neighbors. And today, we're launching a climate and energy partnership to support energy security and the development of sustainable energy technologies, and emerging economies, including in Central Europe and Ukraine. To unite our efforts to upend and on our global climate ambitions, that we have to up the ante. What happened, as we talked about, when Paris Accord was set, we thought we had established just how serious it was, but things have gotten much more dire since even that date. And to unite our efforts to up the ante on global climate ambitions.
Germany and the United States have now forged an energy and climate partnership. I think it's a very important message that we're sending here. We want to build on future-oriented technologies, green hydrogen, for example, renewables, electromobility. We're in competition with others on this planet, and we would like to be successful together, and Germany is very much looking forward to cooperating in this respect. And I support the President in what he proposed as a global infrastructure project, which we agreed on the G7 summit. Next year, as you probably know, we will have the chairmanship of the presidency of the G7, and we will bring this project forward. We talked about Russia and Ukraine, and in this context also about Nord Stream 2. We've come to different assessments as to what this project entails. But let me say very clearly, our idea is and remains that Ukraine remains a transit country for natural gas, that Ukraine, just as any other country in the world, has a right to territorial sovereignty, which is why we've become engaged and continue to be engaged in the Minsk process. We will be actively acting should Russia not respect this right of Ukraine that it has as a transit country. So Nord Stream 2 is an additional project and certainly not a project to replace any kind of transit through Ukraine. Anything else would obviously create a lot of tension. And we're also talking about how we can actually make this very clear together. Thank you very much, Madam Chancellor. Mr. President, allow me, if I may, to ask a question as regards Nord Stream 2. Madam Chancellor, you just said that you would act actively should Russia be in breach of its commitments, for example, interrupt gas transit through Ukraine. What do you mean in concrete terms? Will Germany then switch off Nord Stream 2 from the German side? And what sort of legal grounds would you be sort of claiming? Mr. President, you have fought so many years, the U.S. has fought so many years against Nord Stream 2. Now there will be only a few days left until this pipeline comes into operation. Why will you allow it to go ahead, to put it in operation, or will the people who operate this system actually have to contend with sanctions on the horizon? Well, Mr. Kühner, says the Chancellor, you know that we've worked a lot, not only Germany, incidentally, but the whole of the European Commission, for talking to Russia and Ukraine, negotiating a treaty that ensures until 2023 the gas contract, and after that gas deliveries must be possible as well. And that is what I've heard. At least, let me be very careful here in my wording. And then, should that now go ahead, we have a number of instruments at our disposal, which are not necessarily on the German side, but on the European side. For example, sanctions as regards Crimea, or breach of the Minsk Treaty, has shown that we have those sanctions, these instruments at our disposal. We have possibilities to react. We are in contact with our European friends on this, but at the point in time of which I hope we will never have to take those decisions, you will then see what we do.
My view on Nord Stream 2 has been known for some time. Good friends can disagree. And, but by the time I became president, it was 90% completed. And imposing sanctions did not seem to make any sense. It made more sense to work with the Chancellor on finding out how she would proceed based on whether or not Russia tried to essentially blackmail Ukraine in some way. And so the Chancellor and I have asked our teams to look at practical measures we could take together and whether or not Europe energy security, Ukraine security are actually strengthened or weakened based on Russian actions. And so this is we'll see. We'll see.